Hello there, welcome back. Day 3 of Week 1, ECS Season 7. You currently join us in the midst of a FaZe NiP battle. We just had the first map of Inferno, which was a disappointing one if you're an NiP fan, like maybe I am, perhaps, or I guess that's what I'm told.
Who isn't?
Who isn't? I love the organization, the story. That's all I'll say. It is 16-2 to kick things off. It's Train next, which is NiP's pick, and I think I just want to reiterate, most of these top teams, they won't be that fussed about a one-sided scoreline in the first map. They are veterans. They've played this game a long time. They know they can bounce back and it will be fine. It's not like they're going to be all emo about it going to the next one. They can definitely do this on their map pick, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got to a third. So hopefully we'll see that. We do have to remember they're not playing with the full squad, and Draken didn't perform to a level I was hoping to see at least. But Train, that was his staple map when he was in NiP. That's the map he always played very well on. Hopefully we see him step up here.
Yeah, I think it's just weird in that he might not be playing his role necessarily when he was on the team. He's kind of filling for Dennis, but maybe with different weapons. I mean, AWP on Train, at least on the CT side, will be fine. I'm sure we'll see more mileage on the T side than we saw on Inferno, which was basically nothing.
Yeah.
So the only way is up from the previous map.
Well, the good thing about Train is they can't be bullied as relentlessly as they were on Inferno. You do not have the access points or the kind of control to actually push 3 people down to one choke point and kill them every single time and battle for contention every single round, right? Train, you could sit back and T-spawn, execute as you like, wait for the aggression and handle it pretty easily, to be honest. So NiP should be more comfortable here, but FaZe, just in terms of their individual department, it's scary right now. Everyone's looking very sharp indeed, and NiP could be having a good day. We just didn't get a chance to see it really due to the lack of coordination on their T side. So I just want a nice, strong game here. Double digits, at least, on the NiP side would be enough. Hopefully we see a third, but who knows? It's going to be a roller coaster ride, whatever happens.
What do you think, Dan?
I think we've got to be careful with how we look at that first map, just because, as you mentioned, like, Draken was AWPing on the T side and wasn't really working out, and we didn't get to really see NiP play the game.
Exactly.
So I feel like this is a nice reset, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to actually give us some fights on that T side, be able to actually burst out into the outer bomb site, actually have some good contention of these positions, and actually have some battles, because I felt like no one got activated there for NiP. So that should be doable. I think, as you say, like, this was somewhat of a staple of Draken previously, so it shouldn't be too awkward having him in the lineup now and picking up AWPs on the T side.
I understand what James is saying, like he might be forced into roles with Dennis, but I feel like if you're smart, you're going to want Draken to be AWPing every single chance he can get, right? That's his bread and butter.
For sure, yeah.
That's what he wants to be doing. You should just let him do it. That's been a problem for NiP in the past. He doesn't feel like he can do what he wants. If it's just a couple of weeks he's standing in, let's let him do his thing. Let's let him AWP and no one else do it. Get double AWP, sure, but make sure Draken's on it every single time. Believe in him, try and build him up, and hopefully we see that today. What I do think he is a strong AWPer. I just feel like he's so stuck in his own head sometimes with the criticism he gets online. I've definitely had conversations with him, and it affects him. He doesn't like to be under the spotlight, and maybe being removed from it for a while, he can kind of shake it off now.
You definitely have. I think you have to come in as a different person.
Yeah,
for sure. You have that experience. You're removed from it. You can see it for what it is. You can. It's kind of. I think when you're not subject to all that social media nonsense, then you can see it for what it is. And understand it, how it works for you, or this is, I'm going to compartmentalize this over here, and I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
And then come back, and it's all well and good.
Well, I've just heard the knife has gone live, a significant one, I suppose. If you can start on the CT side, I think maybe a little bit too much weight is put into that, perhaps, but it's still a nice morale boost. If you start CT side and Train, at least you've got a chance to dig your heels in, win a pistol perhaps, and get some momentum going. It'd be a great asset for them, considering how they got battered on their T side to kick things off on another CT-sided affair. We'll see how that one goes down. It sounds like we're almost ready to go live. Dan, are you going for the 2-0 here? Do you feel like NiP can bounce back? I can give you a trivial response if you want. Doesn't have to be too detailed.
Yeah, I feel like the 2-0 for FaZe, given what we just saw, is probably quite likely. But yeah. I'd love to be proven wrong.
Exactly. I think we can all agree with that.
Who's responsible for this?
It's obviously not me, is it? Who do you think it is?
It was me. What was it? Didn't like it.
It's just interesting to see every day the urge to touch all of the cubes.
We have got a bottle under there now. Is that a ship in a bottle?
It looks like a ship in a bottle, yes.
I haven't seen that one. It's a Lego ship in a bottle, apparently.
Oh, that's what he was constructing yesterday.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty. I literally thought that was a real bottle.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Is it a Lego bottle or is it an actual bottle?
No,
I mean, health and safety, right?
It looks like it actually looks like a sort of plasticky Lego bottle with Lego bits on it. and the ship has made a leg as well. That's pretty cool.
Well done.
We're going in game. Map 2 of this best of 3. This is the semi-final of week 1. So NiP are map down, and they're starting on the T side. So, as I mentioned, not the end of the world, but certainly not an ideal place to be. 2 smokes. Looks like they're heading towards inside. And we'll see if this one is a successful attempt for them. Adren holding the lower ramp. We saw the chaos he caused on pistols before. He'll be joined by Guardian as they both focus towards the lower ramp for now.
I like that NiP or T side. It's the first thing. I want to see that redemption.
Sure.
Get off to a hot start. Nades come in. Guardian, what can he do? Ooh, not too much. Denied by the P250. Adren, though, he is continuing his form with the USP. Oh, no, this looks very dangerous, doesn't it? 14 HP. Okay, finally taken down by the P250. Bomb planted. NiP with a good shot at taking this one down.
Well, that makes it a little better for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Olaf Meister and Nico remaining. Get right, trying to move away with his 20 HP. That's a meaty grenade from him. Nico 53. Oh, that's a one tap from him. Is there a defuse kit to be collected? How can he possibly get these kills? Lecro, got to be careful. Nico, so scary, but he will be teased and then taken out by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Smoke collected at the end for Forest and bonus cash for him there. And there is a pistol for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Good to see Lecro bounce back. I think he finished the first map on 4 frags total, so he gets 3 in the pistol here. The P250 comes out and delivers fantastic results there. 2 smokes inside. They get the bomb planted. Adren got 2, but they managed to suffocate him quickly with the Glocks and win out the round. Force buy from FaZe in the second. Always so scary to go up against them for that fact alone. The scout will come out, and the Deagles as well. They've taken a scout tag, a Deagle shot to the face, and this ain't looking too good for NiP. It's still recoverable, of course, but not the start they were looking for. Lecro left on 30 health.
Oh, God.
Oh,
and you can see Olaf Meister's creeping forwards to pick up a gun if he can. Now, NiP, what do they do here? Do they try to group up? Okay, well, there's the AK-47 smoking it off as well. That's pretty amazing, because now Nico can jump in, or, well, he could do that, and he can pick up a gun in the forward position. Has the smoke advantage. Get right. Playing across the side of the smoke, not advantageous there at all.
He thought he had the advantage, but Olaf was cognizant of the gap as well, and a CZ at that range is always going to be deadly. Well, 5 on 2 somehow.
Bloody hell.
They picked up 2 AKs. They picked up the scout. Actually, no, I think Guardian already had the scout.
He did.
So, but there is a UMP and a Mag-10 to be had as well.
That's the problem. They've got rid of the actual firepower NiP had, and they're left with nothing. So up to Draken now to show his hand towards inside, but alone without the bomb. That's just an absolute nightmare. Will they get a single kill here? Yes, they will, but that's all they find. Disaster strikes.
Not the motivation you're looking for at the beginning of a second map.
Indeed.
Oh, I love the Deagle from camera. It's nasty, isn't it?
It's disgusting.
That
Disgusting.
was not the best plan for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and now it's their turn with the Desert Eagles. What a disastrous start. Abruptly was their success ended.
Ooh, what's this one?
I do wonder.
Where's it go? Where's it go? Is that a connector?
No. It was way too far away.
I was going to say.
Clearly a man who does not throw grenades. Dan.
Yeah.
3 Deagles left for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Olaf Meister patient around the IV position. Not terribly challenged. Guardian having fun with the scout. He'll get taken out. No guns collected just yet. Problem of getting up high is you're exposed to a great many angles, and there are too many FaZe players on the A site on this occasion. Draken left now, 1 versus 3. Not sure if they know where he is. I don't think he's fired a bullet recently, but none of the ones he fires will be of much consequence. 2-1 to FaZe.
And that was the force buy indeed. So NiP will have a full eco now. 3-1 for FaZe to kick things off after winning the pistol. It really had to be converted, I think. For NiP, they overcommitted at the start. Suffered scout damage, Deagle headshots, suddenly avoidable. Draken gets the Zeus on the T side. That's pretty much all they'll bring to the table. There's a Deagle there as well for Lecro. We talked about how strong that can be. Adren, he isn't messing around at all. There's Zeus and grenades go off. His team kills. It's a little bit too aggressive. Guardian needs to be very careful. If he gets out safer, it's okay, but he won't. It's actually a 3-on-2. And yeah, they make the right call there, falling back.
Seemed a little bit messy, didn't it, from FaZe?
Yeah, no need really. When you know they've just got Glocks, sure, you want to end it quickly, but that's a very tight choke point and a lot of calamity ensuing.
Well, having teammate is a pretty big deal there. I think it's Olofmeister in that position, so he's actually going to go pretty deep and facing for the next fight. That does make more sense given that the enemies have no Kevlar. So if you hit the bullet first, that aim punch really renders them useless. But we can see Rez still got the kill. So Nico left in the clutch, and we shouldn't doubt him. The form he's showing today. That's not a bad peak though, is it? Rez picks it up. Very weird round to win. FaZe, again, a little bit sloppy there, I think we should say, but great for NiP capitalizing, punishing them hard.
They're just riding the coattails of their success on Inferno, I think. Maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves. Like, you're up against Blocks, it's unlikely to lose this, but when you're nading each other and it's an MP9 rush that you're trying to win out on, I'm not sure that was the best approach. But either way, it happens sometimes, I suppose, and we'll be into the next round with a double orb setup. Forest going very quickly, might not be aware they've got these orbs out, but they are committed at this point. Smokes, Molotovs going through, and it's going to be Nico, of course, with the Deagle striking first, and this just kills all over the place. Look at the individual skill shine, as that's a clean sweep, and you won't see much clean rounds than that, to be honest.
What just happened? That was it. There was smokes everywhere. It looked like the CTs weren't going to be able to see anything.
Yeah.
And then every single NiP player just explodes.
Gatling guns.
They all peak at once.
Well, that was quite something. It's rare you see a buy round so quickly dispatched of by a CT side on a train. Very unusual round. Score still close, but success feels so far away for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Forrest will be the AWP hero in this round. No Kevlar for him. Everybody else is forced up with the armor. There's an AK onto Draken. Olofmeister spotting 2 crossing. He'll take a tag. He can control the space though. Got to be careful if you're a CT on Ivy. If you stand by the back wall and someone's got a sniper in connector, they can see your legs and shoot you. So you've got to be careful about that. 1 minute 15 for NiP to make their play. They do have 2 flashbangs. They've cleared out the area upper B and have slowed the man towards Ivy. So they have presence everywhere they want it, apart from main.
Forward positions here held confidently by FaZe.
Good smoke.
I think FaZe have also had the... Oh, that's a little bit laboured there for Rain, but it's okay. Nico's still got control of teammates. The Ts cannot combine an attack through these choke points. They're stuck in either one. The offense is staggered, and that's what you don't want on the T side. And it's often the objective for the CTs. Nico keeps things alive, and you can see just how dangerous it is. Just down to Lekro now with the CZ, but he'll get eliminated as well. FaZe, I think they had that. If there's any complacency, in FaZe, I think it got knocked out of them after losing against those Glocks. That was pretty solid.
Really was.
They look pretty indomitable, honestly. Today.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And I didn't think there would be too much bully on the CT side of Train, but as you can see, they really are commanding that main entrance and making sure NiP don't get a look in. This has to be a full eco now. They managed to win this before, so I don't think we'll see any inside rushes this time. Adren reels it in somewhat, and he will be pushed towards the lower ramp. This time got Guardian to back him up, who nails quite a simple shot by his standards. And there'll be a couple of players making their way towards upper. The objective here to get the bomb down. A missed shot from Guardian might allow that to happen. There's the kill, a trade if you will. And Guardian doing his absolute best to make sure the plant won't come through, but he can't do anything about that. Mission successful in terms of that particular objective, but will they get another kill? Absolutely not. It's going to be 5-2 for FaZe. Money, though, for NiP with a plant coming in on the full eco. That's not too bad. 3rd stage loss bonus. They'll be pretty healthy here. And Forrest picked up the orb before. I think more about a necessity. He's the only one who could afford it. Will Draken wield it this time? We will have a look. I would say almost certainly yes.
It's kind of funny because I think if Guardian doesn't miss that shot, which I don't think he misses, or he's going to miss like 99% of the time. I don't think they get the bomb down or even get a kill. So that round looks a lot better than it otherwise could have. And that bomb down gave them the ability to have a lot more grenades in this round. So that's a blessing. Hopefully they can use it well, NiP. Ooh, are they just going to burst into B. That might be the play here. Looks very much like the play.
Maybe expecting one player only to be here, as can commonly be the case. Catching them off guard, perhaps. There's a HE over the top, and that is good for 100 damage exactly across those two players. That's a painful way to start your approach towards the B-bomb site. Now, what do Ninjas in Pyjamas wait for? The grenades are in. Some space to be created up top. Some Molotovs behind the site. Nico out in the open, flashed off. Moving back a little. We've got players moving up the sidewalk, but the guns are flying for FaZe Clan, and there's a man advantage for them. Olofmeister needs to rotate, but Rain's bursts. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I don't even know if he registered that last kill, but 6-2 for FaZe. Still looks pretty comfortable for them.
Yeah, I feel bad for NiP because you can see where their Molotovs are landing. So I don't think they account for the two CTs being so deep in those positions. If the CTs were playing more conservatively, those nades would do so much. The CTs would have to run back. Maybe they would even get killed by the mollies. You know, it's a very different story. But I feel like NiP got unlucky there, honestly, in that sense.
Pistol men out in every sense of the word. Out of the choke point, out of the round.
It's every kill in about 10 seconds. We've had that 3 times now.
It is unusual, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just kind of surreal.
Yeah, it's very difficult for me to even analyze or break it down for you, because when that happens, it's just FaZe looking so sharp individually and not being challenged too much. But like we said, tactics are designed to make CTs uncomfortable and make things difficult for you to display your full potential. That's the whole concept, really. And right now, they're just hitting every single shot, and they don't even look blind or smoked out. So we'll see how it develops. Early days still. Draken has got the AWP, and they have a distinct lack of utility here. Olofmeister with the secondary AWP, which seems to be the case these days. It was Nico as full-time secondary AWP, but at this point, Olofmeister seems to be using it more often than not. He'll look towards Ivy for now, and has got presence on the other side, but what a great shot that is. Takes Electro down, another opening pick, and how does Forest recover this?
That's so awesome, because he knows that being tagged there, he can't see his opponent when he starts getting tagged, but he knows the reason for that can mean that he can only possibly be in one angle, so all he has to do is peek out just slightly more to the left, a bit deeper, then he already knows what that guy is. And that's like how that shot is possible, just like pure reaction. It's really cool to see. Guardian just...
what happened? He must have lagged out.
Making eye contact.
He must have looked at the radar or lagged out. I don't know what that was. That was a guaranteed kill when he didn't fire.
Bomb getting planted default. 2 players on the B bomb site, more or less, for FaZe Clan, or 1. Rain walking in, and nice peek from him. The presence of mind is fantastic from Rain. Man advantage. There are smokes to force NiP out. No mollies for NiP, just guns. There's a first smoke on the high ground. That is absolutely perfect. How on earth are you going to find an angle? Someone's got to get on the bomb, though. Bouncing a smoke off the wall to get on that default position. They've got to cover for both sides. But what is that shot from Draken? Through the smoke. Is he going to find it in time? That's a lovely shot, but he won't stop the bomb from being diffused. He'll make it expensive, but Olofmeister's got 16k. They don't care. 8-2 for FaZe.
That was weird. That shouldn't have been as close as it is. I'm not sure we're going to get a replay of Guardian situation, but he had 3 players in his screen. It looked like he was like alt-tabbed or something, or looking away. He didn't even react, and we had, what, 2-3 seconds before they even realized?
Yeah.
That was really odd. So you've got to take that around with a pinch of salt, I'm afraid. But either way, good attempt by NiP. They get the bomb down, they make it close, they kill them all, but there's so much money on the CT side. I saw a few of them with $16,000. And there's some kills now. Might be able to do something with this. 4-3 in favor of NiP. Olofmeister still alive with the AWP. This time can't connect. Another beautiful shot.
Well, a training Guardian left alive. Guardian will be the first to make contacts, perhaps from the back lines from Old Bomb. But there's everything covered here from NiP. They've got more than enough players. They know exactly what's up here. The flash was actually awful. I think it more likely would have blinded Reds, almost giving Adren a chance, but still pretty difficult to do anything from here. And he may consider just saving at a certain point. Their money's still very good, of course, so it doesn't matter too much. But that's like the first legitimate buy round that NiP have won now.
Yeah,
just
that was
by rushing out to.
much stronger. It would have been a little bit more technical than that. They would have had a couple of smokes to land on the 5 and 6 tracks and flashing over. But yeah, they hit the shots that really were required. They know that they're up against a double AWP setup now. So operating in a tight unit with some basic smokes down, that can be a very good way to crack it open. Got the players to do so. We haven't seen them really shine today, but NiP certainly can keep up with the fragging of FaZe. Just need to see a bit more of it. They're heading towards inside now, trying to keep this fast pace going. Down the lower ramp they go, and Guardian this time, he was aware, and this is looking good. They get the opening picks, and they're dictating the pace of the game.
Nice turnaround from Ninjas in Pajamas. It's not too late for them to get a nice score in this first half. 7 rounds still possible. And these rounds can quickly become very expensive for FaZe Clan. They sat on 16k, but on the CT side it can disappear very quickly indeed. A creep from Get Right, a risk was taken. There were flashes to be had, but preferred the stuff. Didn't quite work out on this occasion. But they have another round in the bag, Ninjas in Pajamas. Much needed. Definitely want to go into the second half with some momentum. A string of rounds won. More creeping, not quite working out. Some easy frags for FaZe. They hold on to these snipers most likely. A few more seconds to go. Forest somehow on $11,000. Despite all the losing they've been doing. But here we are, 4 rounds to the 8 now. And that money has quickly sunk away. Sand through the fingers of FaZe.
Still, the double AWP's left alive, though, of course, which is the important part. They can still keep that buy going. If they pick up this round, and people still have money to get buys in, but more importantly, FaZe will never have to go to the pistols. Lecro moving forwards there, across Ivy. NiP, obviously with Ivy, you want a couple players there so you can support each other. Whew, that's not a good start, though. I was going to say, like, you can support each other, you can use the nade stats to get one player deep, then rotate the other player back and have more players towards the front of the push. Or you can actually go, 2-2 through T-Con and through Ivy. That's another way to do it as well with one in pop. But you have to have pop control. And you can see right now, they do not have pop control whatsoever. But if they want to go for a push, you really want to try to do that. 2 players here now. That's very interesting. This could be kind of painful. So they're actually going to molly it. This is a pretty good way to clear, or help to clear this position. No follow-up, though. Still a very fast flank possible for Rain if he wants to go for it. Nice shot from Guardian. No tapping out this time.
No, definitely not. It's actually a good chance for NiP once again, but Nico so precise. Gunning everyone down. Good flashbang. Did they spot Adren? Certainly did. Wanted to be in that position, so isolated by himself. He's actually given them a lot of space now in the 2-on-2. Draken's hitting some shots too. Has to nail this one though. Does it. Takes Rain down. It's up to Nico. And we know he's been performing very well. 17 kills to his name. We're only on round 13. But this one looks like it might be a little bit too difficult for him.
Ooh. Oh, he had the perfect position to attack from. Doesn't land it though. NiP back in action. 5 rounds. That's a beautiful shot. Draken's really been delivering in some of these rounds. I like this angle a lot. That's really nice. And NiP have a really good chance now to actually get 7 rounds. Which, if you told me after the first 5 rounds that they'd get 7 rounds in half, I would have told you that you were a fool.
Big pop flash off Meister. Doesn't get around the corner. An early loss, and indeed, NiP may just get that 7th round in this half. Quite the turnaround it would be. Looking good at the moment. Second player taken out. Patient. They've got plenty of time to be patient. See if Nico can do this quietly. He can. He'll be closer to the corner, though, if he peeks. No, he's moved back specifically for that reason. That's beautiful from him. Great presence of mind. Moving slightly further away from the wall gives him a tiny advantage versus Red. Easy 1D for him. Lovely small window there, showing you some experienced game sense. If he walks close to the corner, as a lot of people would have done, then it probably would have been a free kill for Rez. But he had the smarts. If someone is there, if I'm further back, I'll have the advantage. And now he's eating them up with this AK-47. And things are slowing down for Ninjas in Pajamas.
35 seconds. Bomb available. Draken has it. Get right, given the AWP, considering his low HP, whether that'll work out for them is yet to be seen. Rain in a great spot. Oh my god, he's absolutely owned Draken there, but he will be taken down. There was a chance to get the second with the low HP on the AWPer, but now Forest does allow Nico to survive here. He's just going to hope that this will work out. The bomb gets planted, and the first peek will come from Guardian. We'll see. Oh, Nico, the timings there are so unbelievable, as he will be dropped in the end. Looks like NiP have found their 6th round. And will he find the AWP? He will. Might just consider saving it. Or at least have a look around for any exit frags that are available. Has not got the kit, so diffuser's pretty much off the table right now. Trying to take everyone down with him. A flash as well. I would have just got the hell out of there. He'll be dropped, and he can afford an AWP still, but there's going to be a lot of compromises. Definitely better off just getting out of there with the AWP.
Yeah, I think that was greedy. We know he's always dangerous for a clutch, but with no kit there, I think it's time to hold on to that and have some grenades in this particular round. But that hasn't happened. They were equipped regardless, FaZe, more or less. Well equipped to try and stop the momentum from Ninjas in Pyjamas. And we spoke about the importance of that for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Moving into the next round, not just the rounds themselves. Let's see if they can close out the last one. Mice being flashed in by his teammate. He can try to choke off this position with some smoke grenades. There is one. Forrest creeping straight through it. Great presence of mind from him.
So now there's some really strong splitting possibilities for NiP. I think they rotate one back from Ivy. That's what I'm wondering. They're still in a default arrangement looking for pushes as a response, but they got that 5v4. They got just over a minute to play with. You'd want to start rotating players into position now to go for the attack. So, okay, there you go. So Forrest is now moving back from Ivy, leaving Lekro to lurk out of that position. So if you're just going to have one guy going through Ivy, you might want to try to make sure you have control of Pop Dog next, so you can go for that split. If you don't know if there's an enemy in Pop Dog or not, coming out of team main is dangerous. And Rain's there, only gets the dink though. Now there's a lot of trouble here. Nico, only man left to defend this position. How much damage can he do?
Bomb's been seen, 30 seconds on the clock. One player by E-Box, one player in main. I'm not sure what sound cues Nico may have heard. I think he's heard something now. Spotting Lekro, scanning all over the place like a robot. 3v1, get right, making some sounds. 20 seconds left as Dren will get the last kill. So it will be 9-6 in favor of FaZe Clan.
A good comeback, a resurgence of sorts. It looked like NiP were completely out of that one, but they managed to string together 4 rounds in a row, and there were no flukes as well. They were legit round victories, changing the pace and dictating the game. They need to keep it up to take us to a 3rd map. We'll see if they can do it after this break. Welcome back. The second half. It's NiP and FaZe in their 2nd map of this best of 3. Scoreline currently 9-6, and FaZe are planning an inside rush. Straight down the low ramp they go. Get right spots it, and he calls for the cavalry here, but he's taken a headshot right to the face now, a couple of them, and it goes to a 5-on-4. Bombs planted in the open. This is not looking good for NiP.
Not looking good at all, but there's still a chance. Rez moving forwards, Lekro as well. If they can win their battles on these respective choke points, they should be okay. And Nico's going to shut this one down with a Glock close range. That's a nice first frag, and it's just getting worse and worse for the Swedes. They're just locked behind choke points. They've no way to get into the bomb site.
Hold on to what you have. Grasp your purse firmly and run for the hills. All is lost. Stranded at sea. Ninjas in Pyjamas don't get much out of that one.
What's Nico's ADR right now? Can we see that real quick? So there you go. More stats.
148.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
It's not bad, yeah. That's one way of putting it. It's not bad. It's 17 rounds in. Nico has 23 kills. That's godlike.
Not too shabby.
That is unreal. Like, his play this week has been nothing short of sensational. Really, really good.
See if it can continue. Ninjas in Pyjamas trying to buy time. Rain not shy to harass the B bomb site, running distraction while Dren charges in. This is cheeky from FaZe. It is unpredictable, and it may just do the trick. Flying straight in versus 2 scouts, negating the potential damage of these scouts, the B-bomb site. But the range of the Deagle for Rez will last a short time, and now the bullets will fly for FaZe Clan. That's a nice flick from Lekro. Looking for more opportunities, perhaps. There is one player up close. Perfectly timed peek from Olofmeister. Always with a Mac 10 in a round such as this. Causing problems, making money, building some bank.
See if Draken can hold on to the scout. 3 versus 1. And he will indeed. What's up? Looking at me like, what do you say? It's an ego. I can't dissect that one too much. Round 18, there'll be a full eco here. And there'll be AK-47s. FaZe will have full control. USBs only. A Desert Eagle. A Scouts. And we'll see flashbangs and smokes make their way out. It's up to NiP to try and do anything they can with this one. Just looking likely to be 12-6.
Wonder if that's smoke grenade. Oh, it's for the other side of connector. Okay. I think. I thought it was the one that bounced towards Ivy, but apparently not. Okay, this use! Ooh, in a chest. 5-round lead for FaZe. Looks at risk of being shortened. Got 2 AKs now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. There isn't any Kevlar behind it though, so they'll be cut to ribbons very easily. But they can't afford to lose more players. Dren is on 13 HP, which leaves Rain with a lot to do, and he will get taken out. Too many people in too many places. Just 1 kill in that round. A great comeback for Ninjas in Pyjamas. This is the kind of response they needed, picking up plenty of AKs.
Well, who saw that coming? It's that B-bomb site that's lets them down once again. It's a 3rd round eco, and somehow it all falls apart. Maybe a little bit too aggressive towards the connector. The scout doing the damage, and NiP somehow surviving 4 players. AK-47s recovered. They are back on their feet, and at this point, it's all down to Lekra. That perfect shot to open things up, funnels him towards inside. Somehow Rez, I don't even know how he gets there on a default round. That should not be a position where a CT is found of a Zeus, let alone finding kills with it. We're going to see Lekra hitting another beautiful shot there as we head into round 19. AK-47s, 1 AWP for Guardian, but still plenty if you're a team like FaZe to try and win the round. We'll see what can be done as they quickly make their way towards Pop Dog. Fast outside, Rez, stunning work there with the AK-47, and this time it's FaZe getting a taste of their own medicine as they take 3 down, and nothing really can be done here. It's them trying to fast approach, and NiP hold strong.
Yeah, it's almost safe territory already. Well, I mean, I guess it is. I mean, Dren can go for options to try to get some kills. I think pressuring the economy would actually be really nice if he could find a way to do it. Obviously, so much time to save if he was going to try to do that. Does go for the AWP, does get punished. And if you do win their 8th rounds. And FaZe on the eco. So we've reached that point where NiP can now start to really take over the game. And I do wonder what kind of plays we'll see out of FaZe, like who will step up. Nico's been phenomenal today so far, so I look forward to seeing more of that.
In we go, out you go. Glocks for the remainder of FaZe Clan. A bomb plant would be nice. Get right is well equipped though with the Molotov in his hand, the incendiary grenade. Deployed immediately. Nico looks hungry for a push. That's the bomb spotted. Plenty of information. Draken's already in situ.
Wow.
Not bad, Monsieur Get Right. Nothing but denials. It's like being in school and approaching the hottest chick. All you're going to get is a no. Just quietly walk away and hope nobody witnessed it.
Not every time. Sometimes they will be polite and humor you and potentially say, you know what, maybe in the future.
That's a no, Henry.
I know, but you can kind of flower it up a little bit.
They're just setting you up for a bigger shutdown later, Henry. That's all.
I prefer that. I'm very fragile. At least give me some hope.
Right, well, back into a full buy again for FaZe, and A lot of players moving towards inner actually at the moment. Get Right's ready to drop the smoke if necessary, and are they going to try to walk out upper? That would actually be awesome to see. However, Draken's in position. The one big counter to walking out upper is an AWP on upper. So that's kind of a problem. They'll drop the smoke though to make that a little bit easier. And oh my goodness, Nico keeping that AK aim still very precise, doing the damage. Draken's on the high ground, they know he's there, and the bomb will go down. This is not bad for FaZe.
It's actually still pretty winnable for NiP here. Maybe not so much now. With Draken's position, that's what I was interested in. Rez, though, with the AK-47 and the rest of NiP, they could cause a lot of chaos here, but they're going to have to act very quickly. Unfortunately, no smoke or incendiaries to flush those T's out. Going to have to use nothing but brute force here, and Rez is the man to do it. Gets in the upper ramp, just needs an opportunity, and spams all of his bullets. That's wasting time now. Every second that goes past means that FaZe have a stronger chance of winning it, and it looks like the job is done. 4 players to survive, an inside play, courtesy of a fantastic shot from Nico there to open things up. Really did seal the deal. It will be 12-9. NiP, plenty of cash in reserve, and bring out the double AWP setup. We knew this would be coming. It's Lecro and Draken. We said Draken is a bit of a specialist on train. 12 frags so far. Needs to step up right now if they're going to have a chance of taking us to a third.
Very quickly, I like how Nico's smoke was just forward enough that he could peek out slightly and just get the angles he needed into the site. That was really cool.
Force forward from main. Nice headshot from Adren, and he manages to escape with his life for a time, few seconds, and Lecro will take him out. Grenades being deployed. Rain makes his way down the pop dog position. Things going from bad to worse for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but there are still 2 snipers for the side, and that may make a difference later on. FaZe repositioning. 1 player headed towards the Ivy position. NiP with 2 men down. Don't really know what is going on at the moment. Some guesswork involved. They've committed to the A-bomb site at this point, but the bomb seems to be going towards B.
1 player inside. That's going to be Lecro. He has a flashbang, and all he can really do is watch upper. He'll detect smokes towards lower, but that kind of makes the AWP useless. You see the flash is coming in. Now he has to hope he can nail one of these shots. That had to connect, and there's no reason to face him at this point. Get right on a nice flank, though. They are not aware of it. Double kill comes in. They're right back in the round now.
Nico in the clutch modes. 2 versus 3, shut down straight away. Now down to Olofmeister in the back. Smoked off though. And a defuse comes in. Nothing he can do. It's out of his hands. And a few round number 10. So despite all the hardship that they've experienced, they have found a way to nullify FaZe's lead and their economy and their momentum. And they themselves now look like they are making great progress forwards. And I'm curious about how FaZe could possibly get back into this one at this point. NiP are looking quite solid on the defense across the board at defending those outer pushes, those inner pushes. Generally speaking, it's going quite well across the board. Train comes down so much to tactics. Having the right flashbangs, the right timings and coordinations in place to isolate CT positions. And we'll see Ivy harassment here from Olofmeister. And they may just set up that triple-pronged attack into the outer bomb site once again.
Rez having a look-see. FaZe should know that this area has been compromised now, and there's extra information for the Swedish team. 1 minute 10 on the clock. Once again, we've got Olofmeister making his way towards Ivy. Still a smoke down there for the time being, but not much concentration there from Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're holding aggressive towards Pop Dog and A main. We'll surely hear Adren, maybe see him fall back. Perhaps that sends more players towards B for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Olofmeister creating presence towards Ivy, however. May keep 4 players towards A. 45 seconds left, and NiP needs to try and figure out what FaZe's plan is.
Ooh, looks like they're going back into B, and they'll leave the lurk in Olofmeister from Ivy. This could be quite strong, but 2 players on his position. And maybe the timing isn't quite there, because you would want perhaps the push to come into B first before Olofmeister peeks out, and maybe FaZe can still save it though. 4 versus 4. Nice trade onto Lecro, and the bomb's down.
Look at the positions of FaZe on the B-bomb site. This is suicide for Ninjas in Pyjamas to go for this retake. 2 players in connector. Rez creeping up top. Surely this is going to end in doom, but Guardian pulls a grenade out. What poor timing from him. There's a kill from Rain. Not sure if he knows where the second player is. Just above him. And there's Forest. Suddenly this is on for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Nico doesn't have an angle for the bomb. It's planted default as a smoke as well. He can't really do anything about this. They've both got defuse kits, and that's going to be the round. Really surprising. How has this happened? I have to wonder.
Every time NiP, they look like they're out of it. They are finding a way, and it's wonderful to see them back on their feet. They're fighting now. This is the game we wanted. Haven't got the lead just yet. Nico certainly making things difficult for them, but good flanks coming through, and I have to say, this flank has cost them a couple of rounds now. They're not watching the back, and that plant wasn't ideal. Nico could do nothing with it. Only 1 kill on the round, and they have to take an eco and potentially allow NiP to tie things up at 12-12. Draken has the AWP. 4 orgs around him. No armor, no nades, apart from Olaf Meister. He does have some Kevlar there, but we'll see if they can get anything done. It's difficult to imagine multiple kills coming through on a map like Train, but stranger things have certainly happened here in Counter-Strike.
Well, there's one of the pistols down. Another one. 2 deagles remain. Oh, I wanted to see that nade get tossed up there. So not too much to talk about in this round. It's just really FaZe looking for those deagle picks. That's movement coming in. Just a Glock though. Might be enough. There you go. 1 kill. What else? Takes his time, but not enough. A Dren goes down as well. 12-12. NiP have tied things up. Finally, they have done it.
Considering how this game started, it is a surprise, I think, that it's gone this way and we end up at a 12-12 tied score. Now, maybe Ninjas in Pyjamas can enjoy the luxuries afforded by the CT side. Electro will be the second sniper for the team. Everybody with a scope on Ninjas in Pyjamas, 2 AWPs and 3 AUGs. And a AWP, of course, on Guardian. So let's see who will get off the initial pick. Rain has quickly taken upper B. Not shy to go for these duels, is he? This time Get Right comes out on top, though.
He's trying to sell something, but NiP certainly aren't buying it. Rain by himself trying to take Get Right, force a rotation. Not working out for them. NiP will take the lead at this point. It's going to be a 5-on-2 with Dren and Guardian. Surely nothing to say about this one. A missed shot from Guardian does lead to the demise of a Dren. Could have saved in there, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference either way. Homing in on maximum loss bonus. It'll be the 4th stage after this one, and they haven't been able to convert around in a while. Guardian dropped. NiP looking like they could take us to a 3rd.
I think Nico's only got like maybe 4 kills in this half so far. So, you know, he's really slowed down a lot, hasn't found a way to have too much impact. And that is, again, this is the problem of Train. This is why, you know, before I talked about tactics and coordination, because there's, like, across the board, how do you get into bomb sites? Incredibly tight choke points that are very spread out from each other. So that means you need to be able to find uses of, you know, your teammates and good utility to get through those choke points, to isolate the CTs, and then get into fragging positions. NiP have been doing well at countering that. Maybe that's a bit I think that's a bit too deep, really. That's okay. Do get out, though. Doesn't seem to matter. Deagles once again having no impact here for FaZe. And NiP, they are closing in on actually looking like they may take the map.
I think they will.
Fancy that. I don't even know what the third map is.
Overpass.
Oh my god, okay. Well, that's just got very interesting, hasn't it, if they get
really
there?
Has.
Yeah, if they found their feet now, then that would be very interesting indeed.
Remember,
2 bad
though,
starts from them.
This is FaZe Clan. We talked about this the other day. Many people get close to beating them. Not many people can get over the finish line. That's normally the problem. Until it's a 16 at the top, it's not a done deal. Yes, they got 5 rounds in a row. FaZe with a full buy, though. We'll see if they can get an early map point. I'm going to suggest there's still a few more twists and turns in this one. Flashbang's over. NiP have had to win some pretty remarkable situations, and whether they can keep that up is yet to be seen. Aggressive play towards Ivy. It's off Draken's orb. So as soon as he fires a bullet, that's the cue for Lekro to swing round and potentially get the frag. So he fires and...
What?
I don't even know what happened there. It's Guardian completely owning everyone. The run boost comes in. He hits the close range player and follows it up.
I don't even think Lekro fired a shot.
I don't think anyone knew what was going on there, to be honest. It's just like, well, what can we do about that?
He has to be caught looking at the radar or something, because I don't know how else that happens. I gotta see how that played out. That's unbelievable. 2 players remain for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Poor times to turn away for Get Right. Forrest has so much to do. Just the 1 kill for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and indeed, Henry, this is not over just yet. Both teams are flush with cash for the time being. Ooh, what was going on there?
He's just too fast. He's just
He
so
just stood up
fast.
and took it in the chest. He accepted his doom. His fate was sealed, and he was just there to receive it, that's all.
That was... Guardian is fast, isn't he? He's very fast. What sensitivity does he even play with?
I don't know, Dan.
It's just
I'll look it up for you if you like.
On his flicks.
Would you like me to research it for you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You're going to have to talk, though, while I do that.
Right. Well, 5 versus 4. Adren gets it done over towards T-Con. You can see NiP want to take control of the situation by taking away map control from FaZe, but they're unsuccessful, or at least... Well, they're successful, but at the cost of a player. I don't know if that's ideal, but... FaZe in an ideal spot now.
Here we go. Sensitivity 1.4, DPI 400, 1000 hertz, 0.8 zoom sensitivity.
There you go.
Everything you need is that.
Was that 1.4 you said?
1.4
and 400.
400 DPI. So not actually pretty low.
A man down, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Looking to take this to a 3rd map. Olofmeister creeping as usual in that IV position. Important if the bomb is to go down towards A. And I do wonder what's going on here, because the 2nd player is towards IV for FaZe, but there is a push coming in. So 2 lurkers, a missed shot. That's so unfortunate for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Get Right can't get it done either. 3 versus 2. And now basically there's been a Bates flank, and Adren's picking up the slack in that regard. While we've got 1 player through connector already for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and Rez on a slow approach up top.
This is still looking okay. The problem is Adren all the way in CT spawn could actually destroy Lekro here. He'll actually have a chance at this point. Good flank, as we said. It's going to work out for 1, but still it's 2 on 2, but not for long. Rez has been so good this game. He's going for a full defuse, but actually gets off it now. Time ticking away. Quick kill comes forward, and now he is going for it. Going to see what can be done here. I think he might have done enough. He has. He defuses the bomb.
Oh my God. What on earth? They had a double peek set up, but 1 peeks. I guess he wasn't expecting to get picked off like this. I mean, that's a solid shot from Rez, so credit to him. Adren going for the taps, but it just went with him, and that has got to be frustrating for FaZe. That one was surely in the bag. They even had a double flank bait thing going on, and still lost the round. Not like this, surely. Or maybe there's time to turn it around, or at least take it to overtime. An early kill from Guardian. Going for some wall bangs towards the connector position. Now what, FaZe?
Ivy control again. Olofmeister will be lurking out with the Mag 10. That's quite dangerous. Guardian finds another pick. He's been finding all sorts of picks onto this A bomb site. That's pretty dangerous. 4 versus 3 now for FaZe, as they will lose Adren, and they've got plenty of time to figure out how they want to attack this one. With Olofmeister in this forward position by hell, this is quite dangerous. I don't think they have any idea he's there.
Yeah, you're right. They can wait now and allow Olof to do his thing. He is in such a prime position. They have 0 clue. Draken watching Ivy. He'll be telling his teammates right now, yep, Ivy's covered. Don't worry about that. You guys hold main entrance as Olofmeister hunts. It still can go wrong. The fact he has a Mag 10 really isn't ideal. See, just like that. Luckily, that comes in pretty quickly. 3 versus 2, but if he's traded out, that's a problem. It looks like he probably will be. And it's going to be a 2 versus 2 very quickly. Rain on Guardian trying to make their way towards inside, which is clear, but the bomb not quite there yet. Guardian will have his work cut out for him here. As inside is now covered, Rain will have to push forward and try and deny any access for Draken. That's exactly what's happened. This should be around for FaZe, but Electro has been playing very well so far in the second half. Money, oh no, not like this. They're going to have nothing. And this is just going into round number 30. This is the reset as well. They will get $1,400 per player. He needs to find an AWP. An AK will do, and they won't have much at all to try and close this out in regulation.
Oh my god. I mean, you said a while ago, twists and turns. We've seen many of those.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't believe Reds actually wanted that 2 versus 1. I understand why he did. Obviously, Adren, low HP, trying to bait him out, get him off the defuse is incredibly brave play to stick it in the open, but it works out down to the absolute milliseconds as well. But was it enough? They'll have an AK-47. Lecro can drop a FAMAS or a UMP into this round. What will he go for? He's already got a bit of utility, so he can definitely drop something. He's trying to work out who he gives it to. Surely take a tactical timeout here.
Drop a scout.
He's gone for the FAMAS.
French
and
gun.
A pistol. They can win this round, but it's just going to be a very difficult task.
Both CT sides have been good at getting action over towards main, getting into main, controlling it. They may try to do that, but there's quick presence towards the B bomb site. Rez in a forward position towards main, but it seems he will head towards Pop. We've got 2 guys around Ivy. Meaty HE, but no one's there to take the sandwich. Execute from FaZe into the B bomb site. Do they commit behind this? Looks like they do. They've given up their map control elsewhere. And they push in, maybe looking for counter flashes and so on. Rain running in backwards. Free kill for Get Right. He can pick up an AK as well. They're expecting that. They'll spray through the smoke. In the meantime, Nico makes it to oil.
Get Right's done a great job here of isolating them. Unfortunately, his teammate will be dropped, and now the advantage goes back to FaZe. Nico is so precise today. An absolute demon on the server. Overtime looking likely now. 4 versus 2, but Forrest hits a fantastic shot with the scout, but he's going to have to find 3 more. Bomb planted. He's got a smoke, a flashbang, and his trusty Desert Eagle. I think that's going to be the main protagonist in this situation. We'll see if it's going to deliver any shots now. No. It's not. We're going overtime. NiP had that in the palm of their hand. They just couldn't grab it.
Wow. That is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy, especially considering that FaZe also had ample opportunities to try to shut things down with some of the rounds in which they were giving up. So it was the first, like, I feel like this half is where this series really came alive so far today. And I'm sure many of you at home really want to see that 3rd map now that NiP have woken up as well. But they need to win this overtime first. And I don't know who goes in with advantage here. I really don't know.
FaZe do, considering NiP had this, 15-13, and it looked like it was done. We're going to go to a quick break, guys. How about that? We're going to calm down. We're going to think about our situations and theirs, and we'll come back with the overtime momentarily. Be right back. Overtime is upon us. Do or die time for NiP. They need to take us to a 3rd to survive week 1 here as we continue the semi-final. We'll see what happens with the setup. There will be a double AWPs on the CT side. Guardian opting for the AK. Interesting, considering the map, but it's going to be a very fast approach, and Reds will be dropped, and another team kill coming in. We have plenty of those this week. 4 on 4 with plenty of damage done on either side. It will be a very fast approach here from FaZe as Lecro spots one crossing towards the bomb site. Bomb actually planted now.
Ooh, the bait. Look at that. 3v3 retake. Make it even better for Ninjas in Pajamas. That was so close for Draken, but he just about missed a shot. Get Right can clean up, though. Did they see the other player by Pop Dog? Adren, the last man standing. Got his 1 versus 1, but it's going to get worse very quickly indeed. Lecro on a high ground. First round of overtime goes to Ninjas in Pajamas.
Double AWP setup. Very nice indeed. FaZe trying to dictate the pace of the round. Quickly towards outside, and Draken holding heaven. Perfect position to get the all-important kill. Another nice backstab there from Get Right, and Lecro holds strong. Defuses the bomb. They keep both AWPs up. That's actually a very important detail. We'll see what happens here as we enter the next round. It's going to be MR3, of course. First to 19. 18-18 will do it all over again. So far, so good for NiP on the CT side, as we'll now see Guardian bring out the AWP. This suggests they'll go back to a default. and send him towards Ivy once more. Maybe some more run boost antics.
Here we go. Wait. Oh, Rain, he's got himself.
What?
Is that the rounds? It could be. You can see the rotation on the minimap. 2 of the 3 remaining players rotating all the way through CT to B. And look at what Rain's up to now. He's just got the AWP out. He's just picked off Lecro, hasn't he? That's not a good look. But the bomb is under Rez's control. If only he'd made that second kill, there'd be a chance. But now I think it's a bit too hard. Forest stuck alone against 4. They've got the bomb control back. Does have a good position, though. Oh, he's got spotted straight away. Maybe if he doesn't get spotted, there's a chance. But that's a very weird round.
Rain's been a giant problem over towards the B bomb site on FaZe's T side, constantly just walking out and looking for engagement on the upper area. I don't know if there was an aggressive play. We missed the first kill towards the B bomb site, but it got 2 in quick succession, and that has savaged the round. And now they look to take a lead. Both teams look to take a thin lead into the second half of overtime. Third of 3 rounds. Nico charging out, covered by the smoke. Not sure if he's been spotted, but he's seen Forest, and Forest will take him out thanks to damage from the molly. Finished off by the scout, and that's an early advantage for Ninjas.
Just waiting behind the smokes for the time being. Oh,
okay.
Bloody hell.
Every game I cast, there's always someone right clicking their teammate in the back. Like, how is it even possible? Like, it's one of my main triggers in the game. Like, every LAN it happens like 3 or 4 times.
Well, back to winner for them. Let's see if that has any impact. This looks like a stronger setup. I'm not sure that FaZe will be able to easily break this, especially with the flank coming through. Lecro has found himself the bomb. Waiting for that nade to hopefully find the player picking it up, but FaZe really slowing things down. This is an awkward situation. They got, I was about to say, Rain out of the E-box. He's going to somehow flank Lecro's flank. And then they're going to go out and out with the bomb. Forest now unlocked through Sandwich. Keen to defend this one. Good work there from Forest. Winning all of his 1v1s.
Bit of help from Adren as well. Or Olofmeister, I should say, the one who stabbed him in the back. But there we go. It is going to be 2-1. Nothing to be too concerned, I suppose, if you're FaZe. It is a CT-sided affair, but not ideal, considering some of the calamity that went down there. But NiP still on for a 3rd map now, as they take the lead going into the second half.
What a weird, like, those last 2 rounds are very strange.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't see much in terms of coordination. It was very chaotic. It seemed like the belt was off, the gloves were off, everything is gone. Everyone's running around, making noise and going for the frags.
The first round was 5v5 over in 15 seconds out on the outer bomb site. The second round was Rangers kills 2 people and then a third one just by holding the ramp with the AWP out. And then that round was like a weird flank coming in from Lecro. Yeah, very strange stuff there. I don't know really who goes in with the advantage here. Obviously, NiP have a round an advantage, but we have to see how they feel on their T side now. "50 seconds until the team switch." Got anything you want to tell us, Henry?
I got lots of things I want to tell you.
Insight?
Maybe not appropriate for right now, but...
Okay. What does that even mean?
You know exactly what it means.
I'm not sure I want to guess, to be honest. we will be fixing. I'm assuming we would be fixing the overtime timeouts.
You're allowed up to, well, in most tournaments at least, you're allowed up to 2 minutes, even in overtime, halftime to discuss things.
Yeah,
so.
But this is automated, so
okay.
I think
so
it's because of the
problem,
normal time halftime thing. So I think that's fine.
Hi.
It's over in 15
There's
seconds.
only 15 seconds left.
And then another 15 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So deal with it, James. We're coming
Here we
back
are.
on.
Hello.
Look at us.
It's me. My name is James. I have my little diary here. I make notes in my diary with a pen.
We haven't had many James Cam moments today. Is there anything in store?
No, not yet. I mean, we were messing around with watches.
Yeah,
earlier.
You gave me one. I like that. I was only allowed to have Daddy's watch for about 10 minutes.
You can buy it if you want to. I'm going to sell it.
How much?
It's vulgar to do it in public.
No, I was only
I'll
joking.
say off.
We'll talk about that later, perhaps. We'll get into the second
You're more
half.
than welcome to buy it. I think it suits you.
There we go.
I don't want to be a salesman, though.
We'll get into the second half. What's the score? 2-1. It's NiP that need 2 to close it out. 1 would guarantee double overtime. And we'll see if Olofmeister and his secondary AWP will be enough to fend them off. If FaZe can get the 3-0, they also win out. It's just a very tall order, of course. Very slow approach from NiP. FaZe went for the rush in their first round of overtime. They'll be keeping the bomb there. Holding on, seeing what's available to them. Forrest will take a bullet from Olofmeister. Incendiary will flush him out. Oh, this is brave.
Like deflected off his head.
Be going for this. Oh my god, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. It's so sick, actually. You can't argue with that. Maybe could have fallen back, but it was a really cool play. I didn't think he'd get 2, because he knew he'd tagged the player already, so he wanted to lock him in, get the USP kill. Lekra was like looking at the floor or something. I'm not sure he even anticipated that as a possibility. Exciting, nonetheless. Great stuff.
That's not a bad way to start off the round. Still salvageable, though, for NiP, 3 versus 4. However, time is becoming an issue, though, so they may just have to go for it. Waiting out that smoke at Pop Dog before they go for the push. And Guardian will be quite the problem here from top of Green Train. Oh, that's beautiful. That is such a key frag from Rez. 20 seconds to plant the bomb, though. Can Rain and Nico delay them long enough?
Hiding in plain sight, Rain. That's a huge second frag for him. That's absolutely massive. Rez left with 13 HP and 10 seconds. He cannot win this unless they both face him. Adred's walking in for a peek, but not necessary. There it is, 17-17. One of these teams needs to take both of these rounds to take the game, or maybe the match, depending on who does it. That is just not ideal, is it? How often are you going to see something like that? Not very. A 2K from Rain, though. You'll see that quite a lot. Beautiful stuff from him. Both teams on the buy once more. 4 AKs and the AWP for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Initial grenade to obscure CT angles. Sailing into the A-bomb site. FaZe starting with 4 and 8. They will quickly rotate Guardian, though, towards the B train yard.
17-17. Money's still fine, of course, in overtime. Nico. It's been an absolute beast this game. 33 kills to his name as we're in the second half of double overtime. Rain will find himself completely flash. Nice approach from the Ninjas so far, but it's back and forth. I think Nico's done for as well. Uncomfortable, to say the least, as Olofmeister is also in a very similar predicament. It looks like he's going down. This round is locked in. NiP with the perfect execution to find the map point here and looking to take us to a third. Just a Dren, nothing can be done about this. Might as well save what he can on the CT side. Losing a round in overtime is actually significant. You can see they will be hamstrung as they get into the potentially the final round. It is going to be 18-17, and NiP need 1 more.
It's been a very awkward game for both teams, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely been unconventional. Maybe there's hope for that. Those predictions we made earlier in the show, after all.
Maybe, just maybe. What are FaZe going to have to take into the next round? It's not going to be great, is it? Adren can drop a rifle. That would certainly help the likes of Rain or Nico. Does Guardian go AWP, no Kevlar? Surely he does. Train may be the best map for it. And away we go. They've got the utility, though. Will we see an aggressive take of a main, for example? Draken's moving in for a peek. Got to be really careful with those support flashbangs, because when you've got an AWPer who's going for a fast pick, often there'll be a team flash. You just saw a team flash there. With a good spawn, you can try and catch somebody running towards Pop Dog, for example, which the flash will help in case their CT's holding an angle from connector, but you've got to get your angles right, otherwise it'll be blind as well.
All very tense now. Once again, FaZe have to fight back. Inside execution looking likely. NiP can close it out right here, right now. It's looking good. They've got access towards the bomb site. 2 shots coming in. It looks like the third map is guaranteed, unless this retake is something absolutely astonishing. It will be Rain with the UMP. Not for long, though, by the looks of things. He's getting peppered with the AK-47 bullets. Olof and Nico will just be attempting this in almost a formality at this stage.
FaZe will be disappointed with this situation, but what a great return from Ninjas in Pyjamas. A resurgence on Train after getting battered on the first map, and it didn't start well on this map either, to be honest with you. So it was a hard task, but a well-fought game of Train for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
It was a great game. That's what we wanted from NiP. I felt like FaZe had that one, though. They were running away with it. It was looking very convincing. Nothing really could be done. It was the last 4 rounds of the first half. NiP changed things up. They started going around with a 5-man unit, execution-based gameplay, and it started to work out very nicely for them. They were disappointed they couldn't close it out in regulation. It goes to overtime. Got to see some fantastic rounds from FaZe, but a convincing finish for NiP. This was a crazy round for Guardian. We thought that was the turning point, and they've actually done it. NiP win their map pick after losing 16-2 in the first map. This goes to show you that mental fortitude is a massive part of the game. You've got to visualize that victory down and make sure that you can forget about the past mistakes. They can now close it all out. Overpass, which is a strong map for NiP and sometimes a questionable one for FaZe. They could be the ones going towards the final against Astralis. We'll find out shortly, but here's the scoreboard for now. Rez, 30 kills. That's where you want that guy. Right at the very top, 29 for Forest. And Nico gets very impressive numbers, but Danny, as you pointed out, the second half is where he started to decline because he finished the first with, what, like 24 kills, I think it was? And then finishing after overtime with 34 suggests that he did have a bit of a drop-off, but can't really point the blame at him too much because he did such astonishing work.
Absolutely, yes. It's good to see that NiP were able to scrap out that map, and going into Overpass, it's a map where they're going to feel a lot of comfort. They're pretty dangerous on that map, so I think that it's the perfect climax for this series in particular after the start that we got. NiP will be going in with a lot of confidence. Nico still does look incredibly sharp, and I feel like Guardian's more awake today as well. I think we got a great third map on our hands.
James, just quickly, Overpass, who's taking it?
I think the worst is behind Ninjas in Pyjamas. I think that FaZe are still coming out of the gate stronger on both those maps, even though they lost the previous one. So even though I picked NiP at the beginning of the broadcast, I would slightly favor FaZe. But if NiP can just keep with the upwards trend, then I want to see a competitive third map. That's the main thing.
One thing I like about it, no one's entirely sure where it's going to go, which bodes very well for our third and final map, which will be coming up very shortly after this break. We'll see you there.